A couple of weeks ago, I gave a talk about female leadership and best practices for life post-graduation at my former high school, and I wanted to share some of those insights with you. Ever since attaining my first leadership position at age 15, serving in my school's student council cabinet to now, having served as head of program for a nonprofit organization and serving as president of a student-led think tank, I faced a number of dilemmas related to leadership, which are especially difficult to navigate for young people and for women who face additional pressures to remain likable whilst remaining effective and doing their best to be taken seriously. One of my key takeaways relates to delegating. Many female leaders in particular are afraid of delegating, since they feel that they would better be able to complete a given task themselves, rather than trusting someone else with it and then having to check in with that person. However, this is ineffective. My mentor, Manuela Damant, taught me that delegation is powerful and not synonymous to abdication. In order to grow, you need to delegate, but do so in a way that allows you to hold the person tasked with the delegated job accountable. Set expectations when delegating the task. Set a deadline by when you expect it to be completed, and announce that you will check in with the person about their progress before then, so that they are encouraged to complete it early on. On the note of accountability, I have found that scheduling meetings, such as video calls or in-person meetings outside of COVID times, of course, is most effective for checking in with your team, holding people accountable and keeping everyone motivated, as well as making them feel like they have a say in upcoming projects. I'd highly recommend sending out a Google form or something similar to determine a meeting time that works for everyone, and making regular meetings a compulsory part of being a part of your team. When managing a team, I would also highly recommend asking for constructive feedback to ensure that you're learning and improving and that your team members are feeling comfortable. However, I think that it is worth keeping in mind that not all feedback is necessarily constructive or warranted. For instance, sexism and other forms of discrimination often inform the way we are viewed and criticized. Furthermore, some suggestions, though they are well-meant, might be difficult to implement, so I would recommend doing a cost-benefit analysis, taking into account the amount of time and effort you would need to invest to put the suggestion into practice, and whether the benefits resulting from said change are proportional to this. If the feedback is warranted, it is important to acknowledge your mistake and to move on from there, making the appropriate changes. One of the ways in which I have learned the most throughout the past years is by finding more experienced mentors and other young female leaders I can confide in. In many cases, I have found that the dilemmas I was facing were similar to those faced by women I look up to, and I was able to learn from their experiences dealing with these challenges. Now I'm curious, what are your key insights related to leadership?